Dear students, I welcome you all. Today I am going to talk about electron transport mechanism. As you all know, all organisms or cells need energy to survive and to carry out various physiological and biological activities. Growth of organisms or cell division also utilizes energy. Thus, each organism or cell needs energy to sustain its metabolism, which they obtain through different ways. Plants, as producers, trap solar energy during photosynthesis, which is utilized in the formation of glycoside bonds of sugar molecules, which are then broken down to release energy for their survival. Herbivores, in search of energy rich compounds, feed on plants, and a breakdown of the consumed food to release energy, while as carnivores feed on herbivores to get this energy or food. Decomposers get the energy rich compounds from dead matter of plants and animals. In the eukaryotic world of plants and animals, the breakdown or oxidation of these energy rich compounds is brought about sequentially in the cytoplasm and then in the mitochondrion, which is commonly referred to as the powerhouse of the cell, owing to the fact that here almost all of the energy is harvested from these compounds, resulting in the formation of ATP. This overall process of sugar or glucose breakdown and energy release is brought about in three stages: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport. During glycolysis and Krebs cycle, the oxidation reactions yield reduced coenzymes such as NADH2 and FADH2, which are then fed to electron transport chain to release their energy, which is captured in ATP formation. The electron transport chain is a series of electron transporting proteins which are located in the inner membrane of mitochondria. The occurrence of electron transport chain in the inner membrane of mitochondria explains the protein rich nature of this membrane, which is composed of about 80% proteins and 20% lipids by weight. The reduced coenzymes NADH and FADH serve as the energy rich electron donors, while as O2 is the ultimate acceptor of electrons in the electron transport chain, which gets reduced to water. Let us first talk about the structure of electron transport chain. The electron transport chain comprises four protein complexes, which are complex 1, also called as NADH dehydrogenase complex, complex 2, also called as succinate dehydrogenase complex, complex 3, also called as cytochrome BC1 complex, and then complex 4, also called as cytochrome A1A3 complex or cytochrome oxidase. Besides these complexes, there are two more electron carriers in the chain which shuttle electrons between complexes, and these are ubiquinone, the only non-protein member of the chain, and cytochrome C, the intermembrane space protein shuttling electrons from complex 3 to complex 4. Now, let us talk about complex 1 in detail. Complex 1, also called as Na dehydrogenase complex, is the first and the largest enzyme complex of the electron transport chain. It is an L-shaped complex composed of 45 subunits, out of which 14 subunits are the core subunits found in all complex 1 structures, while as 31 are the supernumerary subunits. The core subunits are encoded by both nuclear and mitochondrial genome. Out of the 14 core subunits, 7 subunits are hydrophilic and encoded by the nuclear genome, while as 7 are hydrophobic and encoded by the mitochondrial genome. Although some supernumerary subunits have been ascribed specific roles, yet the role of most of these supernumerary subunits is not known. Some believe they may be involved in subunit assembly or required for structural stability of the complex. The prosthetic groups of this complex include flavin, FMN, and iron sulfur clusters. This complex is absent in the electron transport chain of some yeasts. Now we come to the complex 2nd, which is also called as succinate dehydrogenase complex. This complex consists of 7 polypeptides or subunits. This complex is having FAD and FES, iron sulfur, as the prosthetic groups. The core enzyme of this complex, that is succinate dehydrogenase, is the only enzyme in the Krebs cycle which is an integral protein of inner mitochondrial membrane. It catalyzes the oxidation of succinate into fumarate, reducing its coenzyme FAD into FADH. The third complex of the electron transport chain is cytochrome BC1 complex, also referred to as coenzyme Q cytochrome C reductase. This complex is an assembly of 11 subunits or polypeptides and functions as a dimer. In complex 3rd, besides iron sulfur protein, the Reschke protein, there are 2 B type cytochromes and 1 C type cytochrome. The cytochromes are proteins with porphyrin or heme structure as their prosthetic groups, while as in iron sulfur protein, iron is not in heme structure and is bound to inorganic sulfur as well as to organic sulfur of cysteine residues. The prosthetic group of this complex include heme 566, heme 562, heme C1 and iron sulfur centers. Now the last complex of the electron transport chain is complex 4, also called as cytochrome C oxidase complex. This complex comprises 2 cytochromes A1 and A3 and 2 copper proteins CuA and CuB, copper A and copper B proteins. The copper in each copper bound protein is also associated with one of the cytochromes. The CuA is associated with cytochrome A1, while as CuB is associated with cytochrome A3. cytochrome A3 and CuB form a binuclear metal center where a dioxygen or oxygen molecule is bound and reduced to water. Then in addition to these 4 complexes, we do have some more carriers in the electron transport chain, and these are referred to as mobile carriers. The 4 enzyme complexes of the electron transport chain are laterally mobile in the inner membrane of mitochondria, but this diffusion is very slow. Thus, the rapidity of electron transfer between these complexes is attributed to these mobile carriers, which are coenzyme Q or ubiquinone. This coenzyme Q or ubiquinone is the only electron carrier in the electron transport chain which is not attached to the protein. I mean, this plastic group is not attached to the protein. Second, coenzyme Q has a long hydrophobic tail comprising of isoprene units, which make it soluble and highly mobile in the hydrophobic core of the phospholipid bilayer of inner mitochondrial membrane. When the oxidized coenzyme Q takes a single electron, it results in a half reduced form called semiquinone, which on addition of one more electron and 2 protons forms the fully reduced form called dihydroquinone. So, ubiquinone is able to carry 2 electrons and 2 protons, a hydrogen molecule, from complex 1 to complex 3. Then the second mobile carrier which is encountered in the electron transport chain is cytochrome C. Cytochrome C is an iron protein which occurs in the intermembrane space on the outer side of the inner membrane of mitochondria. It is the only protein in the electron transport chain which is not the part of any enzyme complex in the electron transport chain. It carries only 1 electron at a time from complex 3 to complex 4. On oxidation by cytochrome A1 of complex 4, it comes back to complex 3 for taking another electron to cytochrome oxidase. Now, dear students, after going through the structure of the electron transport chain, now let us talk about the electron transport pathway in the electron transport chain. In the electron transport chain, electrons move from NADH or FADH through many protein complexes and carriers to oxygen, which is the ultimate electron acceptor in the electron transport chain. On oxidation, each NADH releases 2 electrons which are directly fed to the electron transport chain and then ultimately accepted by O2, reducing it to water. This overall reaction of electron transfer can be viewed on the screen. NADH is oxidized into NAD positive plus 2 protons plus 2 electrons, and then half of oxygen plus 2 protons plus 2 electrons gives us a water molecule. NADH, a reduced coenzyme generated during the Krebs cycle, lies in the mitochondrial matrix. It binds reversibly to the inner side of NADH dehydrogenase complex as complex 1, which like other complexes is an integral protein complex spanning the inner mitochondrial membrane with its one end protruding towards or facing the mitochondrial matrix. This complex oxidizes NADH, which on oxidation releases 2 electrons which are taken by FMN flavin mononucleotide, the prosthetic group of this protein complex, converting it to FMNH2. FMN takes 2 electrons but only one at a time. In the first step, it accepts 1 electron and picks up 1 proton, forming a semiquinine form, which on accepting the second electron picks up 1 more proton to form FMNH2. Thus, it accepts the electron pair in 2 consecutive reductions, 1 hydrogen atom in each step. The FMNH2 is further oxidized, transferring the 2 electrons one by one through 7 iron sulfur centers of this complex to the coenzyme Q and releasing the 2 protons into the outer intermembrane space. Coenzyme Q is the only prosthetic group which is not bound to any protein. Coenzyme Q first takes 1 electron from the iron sulfur center of complex 1 and is half reduced to semiquinone, which then accepts 1 more electron from this complex and joins 2 protons to form dihydroquinone, the fully reduced form of the coenzyme Q. The overall reaction of electron transfer is, as you can see on the screen, NADH plus coenzyme Q gives NAD positive plus reduced coenzyme Q, that is coenzyme QH2. Coenzyme Q, after receiving 2 electrons and 2 protons, diffuses in the phospholipid bilayer of the membrane and donates or transfers its 2 electrons to cytochrome BC1 complex, while it pumps its 2 protons into the intermembrane space. The oxidized coenzyme Q shuttles back to NADH dehydrogenase complex to accept or receive more electrons from it. Now we will see how electron transport in complex 3 occurs. In cytochrome BC1 complex, the electrons are first accepted by iron sulfur center of iron sulfur protein from reduced coenzyme Q, which are then donated to heme iron of cytochrome B566, which changes to Fe2 positive state, then to heme of cytochrome B62, and then to heme of cytochrome C1. The iron in each of these prosthetic groups sequentially changes from Fe3 positive state to Fe2 positive state, ferric to ferrous state on accepting the electron and back to ferric state on losing the electron. From cytochrome C1, electrons are taken up by 2 cytochrome C molecules, each carrying 1 electron at a time. The cytochrome C binds to the outer side of the BC1 complex, since cytochrome C is an intermembrane space protein. After taking the electrons, the 2 cytochrome C molecules shuttle to complex 4 for donating 2 electrons. Now we will see how electron transport in complex 4 occurs. Complex 4, also called as cytochrome C oxidase, is named so because it oxidizes a reduced cytochrome C, which after binding to subunit second of this complex gets oxidized on transferring its electron to this complex. The reduced cytochrome C transfers its 1 electron first to CUA of subunit second, which then transfers that electron to heme of cytochrome A1, that is subunit 1. The electron is then transferred to CUB and iron of heme A3, which forms the oxygen reduction center. When 2 cytochrome C molecules sequentially transfer the electrons to cytochrome A3, it is iron copper bimetallic center binds oxygen, which is reduced to O2 2 negative. The transport of two more electrons one by two cytochrome C molecules to the iron copper bimetallic reduction center via CuA, cytochrome A1, causes the bound O2 2 negative to take two more electrons and 4 protons, reducing it to 2 molecules of water. Succinate dehydrogenase complex oxidizes succinate into fumarate and reduces its coenzyme FAD into FADH. The complex then transfers the electron of its reduced coenzyme FADH through its iron sulfur clusters directly to coenzyme Q. Dear students, with this we come to the end of today's lecture. Hope this might have added to your knowledge. Thank you.